95 Country, that's Scotty McCreery. It matters to her. And I'm here with Molly. We just talked about her preheat success.
Yes.
And now we're into the main heat.
Ooh.
And yeah, that's
hot
it
in
all.
here.
Yeah, that says it all. You had to make an elegant plate inspired by a rosé cocktail.
Yes.
And so Clement's advantage was, well, first y'all went and picked
Right.
the wine, yeah. And then Jesse was like, well, hold up, Clement, you get to see what you get and what everybody else gets, and you get to choose, pick different. So he chose rosé, pomegranate, and rosewater. Christian got rosé elderflower. You got the rosé French 75, and Luke got the rosé spritzer.
Right.
So Clement chose to just keep everything the same.
Yeah.
And he kept that one. Were you happy with your choice? Would you have chose differently?
Yes, I would have chose differently.
Which would you have chose?
I mean, I would even chose the grapefruit, to be honest. Like, mine was the worst one, in my opinion. Because, like, the flavor is just so hard. Like, gin and lemon juice, I mean, harsh flavors. I mean, very harsh. With the rosé, I knew that was going to be so hard to balance all those equally and well. I just knew it right away. At least with some of the other ones are more standout. Like, elderflower has that floral note, pomegranate. I mean, rosewater. I mean, he didn't, Clement had the best one.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have two alcohols.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess Christian didn't either. Me and Luke were doomed from the start with our two alcohols.
Wait, what was the, see, I thought he chose the rosé spritzer, but what was his other one?
So he had grapefruit, rosé, and there was another, it was Prosecco.
Oh, Prosecco.
See?
Okay, yeah.
Prosecco, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
But his was hard too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to our defense, we were going to be in the bottom from the start.
You were doomed from the beginning.
Love you, Luke. Partners in crime in the bottom. We had two alcohols.
And so it was funny because you did something that I feel like every female out there would have done. You took a sip of that wine.
Oh, I needed a lot more than that.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing. So you had dry gin, rosé, and lemon.
Yes.
And you decided to make a verrine.
Yeah.
Is that correct? All right, talk about that.
So, girl, we have 2 seconds to decide. And my mind was shot. So I was like, and I don't do a lot of plate desserts because, I mean, I've worked in hotels and restaurants, but I was never on that side of it. So I was always the 3 a.m. baker. So I had to do the bread, the breakfast pastries, things like that. I never got to do the plated stuff. So I just wasn't in my wheelhouse, and I just didn't have a lot of experience with that. So I was nervous to begin with because I'm like, this is not my strong suit. So what can we do? And two, a lot of things I think about when I'm looking back on these and why I chose things I chose, why I didn't take the risk on sometimes is because it's so hard when you are tasked with the time frame. And you don't really want to just do something that you're not super comfortable with. Because, as you notice, people probably don't notice, but Clement does a lot of those mousse cakes for his because that's what he does every day. I do a lot of cakes because I do that every day. You know what I mean? If you do something every day, you know that you can crank it out in the time frame. And if something happens, you can pivot and do something else. But if you start doing stuff that you don't really do a lot of, that's where you get messed up big time. And so I was like, okay, what can I do to elevate this a little bit? So I did a cake verine. So it had a mousse, it had cake, which I mean, a lot of us had, but I just didn't hit the mark on it.
It looked like a parfay.
That's what a verine is.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's a fancier word.
Yeah. Oh, look at me. Oh, good job, Lynn.
I had to use some fancy word. Didn't know what a granita was.
I know.
But
we'll get to that.
I know, of course, my demise. But so I mean, it was hard because my flavors were so harsh, and I knew it. I was like, this is going to be a hard balance. Because when I tasted the cake, that's what's crazy to me. Even looking back now, I'm like, I guess it could have dried out in the time frame because that cake was I soaked the crap out of it. And I'm going to say the S word, but I soaked it to death. Okay, with that rose with the rosé, and it tasted so alcohol-y, and I was like, ooh, this could be bad. It could be too sweet.
Didn't you even mention about not wanting to put too much lemon in it too? Because
I tried, but I did a lemon curd with it, and then I did a gin whip mousse, I think. I can't even remember what I did.
I wrote it down. A gin whipped cream with candied lemon peel.
Yes, but there was just so much harsh flavor. Yeah. I don't know.
And so when the judges are when you have to do these where they have to you have a certain ingredient that has to be in are they wanting to taste every single one of those ingredients?
Yes.
So they would have to know what it tastes like.
I guess, yeah.
So, like, okay, so then they would have to be able to taste the gin, the rosé,
yeah, because remember, like last week, they said they couldn't taste his olive oil in his cake.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And I was kind of like, okay.
Yeah, like, have you ever tasted plain olive oil? Like,
Ooh.
what? Why would you do that?
Girl.
So, we get into Molly's demise. The good old Granita, or as she put on her Facebook, Granada.
I know. Well, can't spell, can't pronounce, whatever.
It was so funny because he, like, stopped. What did you think he was going to do? Did you think there was going to be a twist?
Well, you didn't see this, but we had twists every episode. They just didn't show them all.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much every episode.
Okay.
They just didn't show them all. And it might have been like time-wise and things like that. So a lot of things are incorporated in our dessert that were actually twists.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it wasn't unusual to have that. So, I mean, I was ready for a twist. But I just didn't expect it to be something I didn't know what it was. And apparently I'm a fool. The people on the Twitter say that she didn't even know what a granita was. I'm sorry.
Don't listen to the Twitter. But yeah, you were just like stonewall. Like, what is that? Christian was like, he tells you what it is. He says it's like sugar, this, that. But then you're just like, yeah, but I don't know how to do it.
And neither did Christian. He didn't have a recipe either. We're over here just experimenting.
Really?
Yes, you didn't see it. He's like, well, we're just gonna add some more water.
Oh yeah, I saw.
And I was like, okay.
But I thought he knew what he was doing.
Well, he knows what it is and how to make it.
Yeah.
But we didn't have a recipe for it. So we're guessing.
So you blind.
Oh, I trusted him.
Yeah. So
it wasn't bad.
No.
I know.
Yeah.
He came
Thank God
through.
to Christian. He came in clutch for you.
He did not
you.
sabotage me.
No, he did not.
He clearly loves me.
Bless his heart. Yep. Thank you, Christian.
For being a true friend.
Yep. So we get to the judges' comments. They say that it looks springy. You're very good at that, at making your desserts look very springy.
And that was always very important to me on the show because you're the person at home. It's visual for you. You cannot taste it. Yes, I wanted the taste to be great too, but I also focused a lot on visuals for the TV.
Which was great.
Yeah.
But they said, of course, it needed to be elevated. They wanted more.
I know.
They said, was it Nancy? She said she expected to be wowed from you because you did so good at the preheat. They said that they liked the parfait. There was not much of the rosé taste. They got the gin, but the overpowering flavor was the lemon.
Yes.
They did say it was bright. It was bright and tart, which was nice. They said it was dry.
I know. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Because I've tasted the cake and it was like moist and rosé. I mean, very rosé.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It didn't. I mean, coming through the TV, at least it didn't look dry.
I know, but I don't know if maybe like the top ones got dry because they're up at the top with the air, hitting it, and so we can't be judged right away. There's a bunch of things happen in between the time, so it does sit out for a little bit. So it could have been something like that.
Now, were both of these challenges filmed in the same day?
Yes.
Is that how it always is?
No, not at the beginning because we have too many people. But I think halfway through, it's all one day.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we get to like the main part. See who's gonna go home. They say that Clement and Christian are safe.
Yep.
And it's down to you and Luke. And of course, we're all at home like, oh my gosh. Well, so Jesse starts talking, and he was like, what was the exact words he said? He was like, someone's supposed to go home, or something like that. How he worded it made me think. I was like, oh, no one's gonna go home. He's gonna say they're all four going to the championship. And I was like, yes. And then he was like, yeah. There's a bake-off. I was like, what? I was not expecting that. Did you expect that?
No, I thought I was going to go home.
You thought it was just
I was like, okay.
This is my fourth time in the bottom.
Packing it up.
Done. Yeah.
So, no, I did not expect that. So, and then I was like, oh, no. I was like, I'm so tired.
Well, and then you could see all of the emotion in your face. Like the tears.
That whole day, I probably cried all day long. That whole day. I mean, it was just what it is.
We saw a whole different side of you that day. The emotional, which is good to see,
Well, when it's this kind of thing, I mean, it is fun. There's fun aspects of it. But, I mean, you are taxed, your body, physically, mentally, emotionally. You've been gone for a while at this stage of the competition, and you're just like, spent. So I mean that it gets hard sometimes. So I had a hard day. Even though the preheat was okay, I tend to do that sometimes. I do well in the preheat and then I mess up in the main heat. So I don't know if I'm like overly confident or something.
I feel like that's both. I don't know that anyone's ever done well in
both. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
I probably should have, but
so I don't know if you can say this or not. But when did you film like the next episode like right away, like the next, or did you get some time off to we did that. You talking about the next episode? Yeah.
No, we have a night after that. So we did it the next day. You talking about the bake-off?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the next day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh man, so you really didn't have much time to gather your thoughts and like just take a breather.
Well, thank God it went in
just-
the same day, or I really would have gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it really would have been bad. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I could have. I didn't have the strength.
So okay, real quick, what did you do? Like when it ended, they said you had to go to the bake off. What did you do to get yourself prepared
Well,
and in the mindset to do this?
I think after we finished, I had to go into interviews and cry about it some more,
Oh, no.
or act and fake like I hadn't cried. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause,
Yeah.
you know, you have to like talk about stuff that already happened, and I'm like over here sobbing. But no, I went home and Christian came to my room like he did all the time, and we just like went over everything and talked about like, you know, it was okay and it's gonna be all right. You know, just come back better, and then just try to. You know, I mean, I didn't know what we were doing, so I mean, I couldn't really prepare.
Yeah. Were
So-
you able to call family or anything like
I
that?
could call people when I was at home, but
Okay.
but towards whenever we got to the stage where we were filming everything in one day, I basically told my family, I was like, you know, I can't, because I mean, people, no friends, and nobody's supposed to know, but I mean, obviously my husband's gonna know because I'm like, but
You're
I told,
gone.
yeah, I was like, but I told Ian, I was like, I don't want to talk every night anymore, like, you know what I mean, like I just like I need to be alone,
Mhm.
like, you know what I mean, and I would talk to the people like that were in the competition
Yeah.
with me, because I'm like, only they kind of understand what I'm going through right now. So like that's like that's all the talking I have energy for. So like
Yeah.
I didn't talk to Ian or my mom,
Yeah.
like, and that was it.
And
Like
that's
I mean,
understandable.
yeah. So I mean, they didn't take our phones away. Like I think they do that with like RuPaul's Drag Race and stuff. You don't have phones, but
Yeah.
they didn't take them away.
Okay. So we're getting into next week. Next week is the finals, but before we get into the championship, there is going to be a 60-minute bake-off between her and Luke. They didn't say exactly what you have to make. We just saw like glimpses of it. So
I mean, I guess I can say because you saw it. They showed it to you. It's a donut.
is that what it was?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they showed it, so I feel like I can say it. They
Okay,
showed it.
I couldn't make
I
out
don't
what
think
it was.
they announced that that's what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah.
So the
So-
winner of that gets to join Clement and Christian in the
Mhm.
finale, where they have to create the most spectacular wedding cake, which is right up Molly's alley.
I know.
So we're just gonna have to wait and see one more week.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be a
Ugh.
long week.
I may just have to buy Discovery Plus just so I can like
Watch it that morning?
ahead. Yep.
I know, because I watch it like 4 a.m. on Monday morning. I do. I get up early and I watch it by myself. It's nice.
You don't watch it with Ian?
Oh, I watch it at the end, like when it's live.
Oh, okay,
But
yeah.
I watch it by myself first.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure I can focus, because Ian asks a lot of questions.
Oh, bless his heart.
He wants to talk about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Molly, for
Thank
coming in
you.
and talking. Now we gotta wait a whole other week, but I'm glad because that means that we get one more show
That's it.
with
This is
you.
the last episode, guys.
I know
It's
it's gone by
done.
so quick.
I know it has.
You have to have a lot of feelings, like you just.
I do. It was a really fun experience. I'm just like it overwhelming too.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say I'll never do it again. I might, but I don't know. We'll see.
But stay tuned.
I know. We'll see. If we do it again, we'll do this all over again.
Listen, we'll be the first to let you know. Molly's gonna give us the exclusive.
Exactly.
All right, stick around. I have music on the way from Keith Urban and Luke Combs on 95 Country.